how's it going? So my name's Vicky, and in my live today I'm going to be talking about 5 ways that our friends influence us. Okay, so hope you're all having an amazing weekend. Hope you're all getting ready for Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, hope you're all having an amazing time with your families. Say hi when you get on, and also put in the comments whereabouts in the world that you are watching this from. I'm in the UK because I always like to know where people are from, because I just think it's awesome the way like Facebook Live works. We could just communicate with people from all around the world, so I always like to know where people are. So I'm in the UK, so whenever you're seeing this, even if you're watching the replay, just drop your country, where you're from. I just think that's super cool. Okay, so 5 ways that our friends influence us. Okay, so friends are great, but they do sometimes influence us in good ways and sometimes not so great ways, and I just kind of want to go through a few of them. Okay, so the first way our friends sometimes influence us is relationships. Put it in the comments, how many times have friends or even family members tried to influence you in your relationship? So anytime they give their opinion on your partner, whether they like them or not, they're asking you questions about your relationship, and they're kind of, they're just kind of influencing you. They're just kind of like giving their opinion. Drop yes if you know what I'm talking about, because I think like at some point we've all probably experienced this with our friends. I read something online, and if you see me looking down, I made some notes, because if I'm trying to remember 5 things and I don't write them down, I'm not going to remember them. So I want to read something to you that I think is super important, that I read online on this website where I actually found this information. And it goes, independence of thought and confidence are invaluable when it comes to accepting the realities of your own relationship. So if you constantly compare your relationship to the perfect ones you think your friends have, you're going to frustrate both yourself and your partner and possibly erode your relationship by devaluing it. So basically, what that means is if you are always listening to what your friends and just other people have to say about your relationship, you're going to end up, and you start comparing, you're going to end up probably destroying your relationship, because what it's saying is you need to be able to use your own judgment and not always take what other people are saying. Because if you think about it, when people are giving us like their opinions and advice on our relationships, what they're doing is they're using their own experiences to give that advice. So it might not always be a true reflection of what your relationship actually is. So let's say, for example, you have a friend and maybe they've been through a bad breakup, and maybe they're at the point where they're just maybe they're kind of like negative about relationships. Maybe they just like haven't had good experiences in relationships. They could give you, like, they may not even realize they're doing it, but they could give you negative feedback about your relationship. And if you're not using like your own judgment in your relationship, you could allow that to interfere with your relationship, if that makes sense. Okay, so that is definitely one way that our friends influence us in our relationship. Okay, that is definitely one way friends influence us in our lives, is our relationships. I think a lot of people could relate to that. Number 2 is eating habits. So have you ever gone to a restaurant and thought, I'm going to order something really healthy, I'm going to order a salad, I'm going to order something really, really low fat, and then maybe you go out with 2 or 3 friends and you see them ordering bacon cheeseburgers or steak and you think, oh, you know what, I think I'm gonna have what they're having. You're like, your good intentions kind of go out the window when you see what your friends are ordering. Especially if especially if the food looks really good and it looks better than what you were gonna have, right? And that's because, you know, we kind of want to, how do I explain it? We want to like do what other people are doing, don't we? We want to like be like our friends and do what they're doing. So especially when it comes to food, you think, well, if they're having that, I don't want to have this. Like, I want to have what they're having. And so, and I read a statistic as well that says the chances of becoming obese actually increase by 57% if you have a friend that's obese. And so eating habits are really, like, they're a big way that our friends can influence us. And like, not always in, you know, the greatest way. Like I said, if you're at a restaurant and your friends are ordering all the really delicious unhealthy stuff, you like, it doesn't make you want to order a salad, does it? So that is a really, really good one. I relate to that one too. I've definitely been out with people before now and had, you know, thought I'm gonna have this, and then I see what they're ordering, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna have that too. So I do relate to that one. Now, the third way that our friends influence us is, and this is actually a really positive one actually, is exercising. So, you know, going to the gym with a friend is, you know, I made some notes on it, I can't remember, hang on. Oh yeah, I didn't make any notes on this one, I just wrote exercise. So like, have you ever like gone to the gym by yourself and, you know, maybe thought you were going to be really consistent and go every day, and then within a few weeks you kind of get bored? Well, that's because you are more likely to stay consistent with exercising if you go with a friend. That's why exercise classes are so popular, and that's why so many gyms run exercise classes, because they know that when people come to the gym with their friends, they're more likely to keep coming than if they go by themselves. So that is a really, really positive way that our friends influence us, is through exercise, because we're always more likely to stick to an exercise routine if we have a friend there with us, even if it's like just to encourage or support us, or even like, you know, hold us accountable in some way. We're always more likely to stay consistent with exercising if we're doing it with other people. You know, that's why, you know, Zumba classes are so much fun, and because it's, you know, it wouldn't be that much fun if we were doing it by ourselves. It's like the people that are around us that make it fun. Okay, so that is a really good one. So exercising, you go with a friend. I go to the gym, and the gym I go to has classes, some really like good classes that a lot of people go to as well. So that's a good way our friends can influence us, is through exercising. Number 4, the fourth way that our friends influence us, and this could be good or bad, is our self-esteem. And I actually wrote down that if your friends have more than you, i.e. money, looks or things, we may feel worse when we're around them. So someone that has low self-esteem, you know, they may be constantly comparing themselves to their group of friends, especially if they think their group of friends have more than them. And so they may sometimes feel inadequate. I mean, I can definitely relate to this too. Like, they may feel like they don't measure up, or they're not good enough in some way. And it can go vice versa as well. I mean, like, you know, if you're the one that has more money, or, you know, stuff like that, or has more stuff, or is, better looking, you may feel better than if, it kind of like goes both ways. And it's just kind of like, it depends, I think, on, if you're around people that make you feel bad or anything, you're gonna have, obviously you're gonna have low self-esteem. Okay, so, and then the fifth one, which I think is one that I feel really, really strongly about, actually, is goals and aspirations. So, right, I did make some notes on this. Okay, so with most people, trying to figure out how to explain it in the best way. With most people, how people respond to their good news determines how long they will pursue something. So, like, let's say if someone is starting a business and they tell their friends about it, and their friends don't respond positively, like maybe they're not happy for them, the person having the success, if that person, how to explain it, how people respond to, let's say, how to respond. I want to say it in the right way. Okay, so with most people, how people respond to good news determines how long they will keep pursuing something. And so, like, let's say that someone gets a promotion at their job, okay, and they go and they're really excited, and they go and tell their group of friends. If their group of friends don't respond positively, like they're not happy for their friend that's just got a promotion, that might cause that person that had the promotion, that was telling their friends about it, that might cause them to not want to pursue anything else. Because unfortunately, with most people unfortunately care more about being liked and accepted by their friends and peers than they do about creating a happy and successful life. And so with a lot of people, if they don't feel like their friends and peers are accepting them for doing something, or they feel like their friends aren't happy for them, like when anything good happens to them, they have good news in any way, it may cause that person to stop pursuing that thing that they're having success with, or the thing that's making them happy. And that's terrible. That, I feel really, really strongly about stuff like this. Like, that is awful that a lot of people want so much to be accepted, so much that if they feel like their friends are going to reject them because they're having success with something, or they're doing something that makes them happy, that they'll stop. Like, that's just so sad to me. That is like, you'd give up your whole life because there's a group of people or there's a couple of people that aren't happy for your success. I mean, that's terrible. And I relate to this too. Like, some people, no matter what, will just never cheer for you. Some people will just never applaud you. And you know what? It's sad. And it's oftentimes the people that you think should be supporting you. Like, it's close friends, really, really close friends, or family members that you think should support you, but just for whatever reason just aren't going to. And what I would say to someone that's worried about not being accepted is just go, if you have good news, or you're around people that just don't cheer for you, they're not applauding you, they're not in your corner, that maybe they're critical of you, I just say go find new people. Don't stop doing something that's making you really happy, or something that's bringing you a lot of success, because you've got, you know, some frenemies, right? Some friends slash enemies, frenemies, right? That aren't cheering for you. I think that's terrible. That there are a lot of people that have good news and their friends aren't happy for them, and so they stop. That's just so wrong. It's just, that isn't. I know that's not everybody. Not every single person in the world is stopped by lack of acceptance. I mean, I'm not going to be stopped by lack of acceptance. I'm not going to be, you know, if I have a win and I share it with someone and they're not happy for me, or they're jealous, or they try to bring me down, then I'm just going to be like, all right, see ya. But I know for a lot of people, being accepted is more important to them than going after their dreams. It's just, it's so sad. And I mean, like, I love to cheer for people. I love to love on their success. You know, I love to see people winning, but I think it's terrible. That's terrible. It just is so terrible that some people would give up things that make them happy because some people aren't happy for them. I think that's terrible. Okay, so moving on. Number 6. Oh no, 5, isn't it? Okay, I'll just do this one more. I did actually write down a few more, but I'll go onto this one. This is quite a cool one, actually. Like, your style. Like, I was just going to do 5, wasn't I? But I wrote a few more down. I'll just do this one more. And then if you want the full list, send me a message and I can send it over to you. So, your style. So, people that are... your friends can influence the way you look, the way you dress, and depending on how much someone wants to fit in, depends on how big their friends' influence on them will be. So whatever you're used to seeing day to day, the more you're likely to adopt this look. So let's just say I'm around a lot of people that wear a lot of jeans, right? If I'm around a lot of people that wear a lot of jeans, and I don't usually wear jeans, and I start hanging out with people that wear jeans, that I'm probably gonna eventually start wearing jeans, just because we become like the people that we spend the most time with, and that's like how people. That's how they act, what they're into, like how they dress. How they dress is really, is included in that too. I don't know if you've ever heard, you become who you surround yourself with. Well, that means, how someone acts, how someone speaks, what they do. Like, that includes how they dress as well. And so, like, whatever you're used to seeing day to day, you're more likely to adopt that. So, like I said, if I meet a group of people that wear a lot of jeans, I'm probably at some point going to start wearing jeans because it becomes the visual norm. What you see over and over and over again is pretty much what you start to do. Okay, this is why, like, your environment's so important, because it shapes you. Okay, I'll do another one. Number 7, I was only going to give 5 ways, but I'll give a full list. So, number 7 is your career. Your friends can influence your career, definitely. In order to succeed in many areas, you need to know people in that field. So, if you want success in a particular kind of career, at some point you're probably going to have to speak to people that are very successful in that career, that are very successful in that field, that have already done what you want to do. This is why it's so important to have mentors and coaches and people that, are where you want to be, that have been where you are, that can help you. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know people that are having success in that thing and, build a relationship with them. Like, let them help you. Okay, so that was a really easy one, I think, your career. And so I hope this was helpful to you. The lighting isn't very good. I'm still waiting for my Rankmakers ring light. I'm so excited for it to come. And then my videos will hopefully the lighting will be a lot better. And so hope this was helpful to you. If you would like me to send you this full list of 7 ways your friends can influence you. I know I labelled it 5, but there was actually 7 because I was only going to give 5. 7 ways your friends influence you. Then send me a message. I'll be happy to send it over to you. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.